guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an end of the year what's in my backpack video. Now this is a little bit nostalgic because I did the exact same video last year at the end of the year, and I was in 4th grade last year and now I'm going into middle school. So I did use the same backpack as last year, but I'm just going to be going through my backpack, and this year was a little bit different because we switched classes in 5th grade, so we had a binder, so my binder's in here and some other stuff, so let's get to it. So first in my backpack we have my binder, which is what I carried class to class. Let's see what's inside. So first on this front pocket we have my book that I was reading. It's called New Girl. It was pretty good. I recommend it, I guess. It's a graphic novel. It took me like a few days to read, but it was a good read. And I have some keychains, smiley face and stuff. I know my binder is not the cutest, but I don't know. But so right here, I have so in this pocket, I just have glue sticks, sticky notes, and erasers. That's basically it. So that's in there, and then I don't have anything in these little things right here. I used to have a few notebooks, but I already took those out of my backpack. And then right here we have my social studies notebook, which we used a ton. I actually went through one whole notebook. This one's only like halfway through, but that was probably my favorite class, social studies, because we learned so much stuff, and my teacher was really good. She was probably my favorite teacher, Miss Anderson. Shout out to you. But then my school did this thing called our agenda, and we had to write what we were doing in each class, and I'm covering out right here because it says Mantford. I'll beep that out because it says my school. But yeah, we just, like, let me show you a page, for example. In these, like, one column is one day of the week, and in every single box in the column we had to write what we were doing in each class. And then here we have all of my coloring utensils and pencils. We didn't really use coloring utensils as much, but we still used them. I have a ton of pins because we did notes in this, and I used pins and made it all cute and stuff. I'll show you a few pages from that in a little bit. But in here we just have highlighters, colored pencils, pins, and a ton of pencils. I was actually very low at the end of the year. So yes, but by the way, it is the end of my year, by the way. I got out like 2 weeks ago, so we will be posting every single day, shorts or long form. But so yeah, here's my notebook. Let me show you that at the end of the video. But and then this, I just have an empty note pouch thing. I used to have stuff in it, but I took it all out. So I'm not sure what that is for. Oh my gosh. And then I have this folder. It's actually stuff from a bunch of like graded work and stuff. So obviously I can like throw this all away or keep it, but that's all for my binder. So let me just show you inside this real quick. Some of this is homework, which obviously I don't have to do anymore, and some of it is graded. Most of it is graded papers. So that is my binder. I took everything out, so it's really thin now. But in here, let me show you a page. So this is one page. Oh, for example, in this page we were learning about after the Constitution was ratified, and just yeah, so now I'll show you just what else is in my backpack. Basically, you guys, I know some people keep like a ton of different stuff in their backpacks, but I kept most of my school stuff in my binder, so I only have a few things in my backpack, so let me show you that now. Okay, so as you can see, I used my same backpack as last year. I have this little Dumbo keychain and this picture of me from basketball. And in my front pocket, I actually only have some tissues, a tiny thing of tissues, this little hand sanitizer, which is adorable, and a plastic baggie. So not much interesting in there. And this is also all of my locker stuff. Wait, no, I already took out all my locker stuff, but all my locker stuff was in here. But I'm totally upgrading my locker next year since I'll be in middle school. Give me some tips if you'd like. But I just have some art in here from like our art class. We made this little summer poster like at the end of the year since we weren't really doing anything, and that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, this is we did a bunch of writing assignments in my language arts class, so that's all from that. Just some more art, a tiny Bible my school is giving out. I go to a public school, but I think a church dropping them off. So yeah, and then in this is just a little emergency bag. It doesn't have much interesting stuff in it because I took out my good emergency bag and made a new one. So all that's in here is stuff that I never used, like hand sanitizer, which obviously hand sanitizer is good, but I never really used this one. I used my Touchland one, but it smells like fall. But and then my brush I never used because I have curly hair, and then a chapstick I never really used, and a pen, which I never really used, and a Band-Aid, so I'll probably take that all out. But that is what is in my backpack. I'll go get my locker decor and show you all that. Okay guys, so I have all my locker stuff. By the way, I did take a little intermission to eat ramen. But I just, last year, like I said, I did this exact same video, and it was exactly 1 year ago, and I did it in the exact same spots, changed a little bit, and I just rewatched that video while I was eating my ramen, and like, I was so different. Like, I wasn't that different, but I was just so different. Just go watch that video. I think it's just titled What's in My Backpack. But let's get on to what was in my locker. So first we have my little emergency bag. I had this little emergency bag, but I remade a new one with this one like in the middle of the year. It's so cute. Let's see what's in it. So first we have some Touchland. Next we have this one. We have this, oh my gosh, it's stuck. Next, we have this little mirror that I never used. Oh. This mirror that I never used because I had a mirror in my locker. I'll show you that in a second. Then we have some Band-Aids. I believe I did not use, but good to have, I guess. Then I have a Tide pen. Oh, very handy. Then I have this tiny little perfume. It smells, ooh, good. Dang, it smells really good. I didn't use half of this, I'm not gonna lie. But then I have this lip gloss. Very nice. Very nice. Lip oil. Then we have this tiny deodorant I never used, but it's hilarious, or it's adorable. Then we have this lip balm that is nice. Should use it. But yes, so that is all for my little emergency bag. That's all for my, sorry about that. That's all for my little emergency bag. Now for the rest of the stuff that was in my locker. So I used all the same locker supplies. I didn't get anything new because like I already had a bunch of stuff, but this year I'm gonna get new stuff so I can go for a different theme. But I have this mirror that came in a lot of handy. There's my piano in the background and my mini fridge. But yes, this mirror came in very handy. Then Charlie wrote a ton of notes to me this year like she did last year, but this year she put them in my locker because last year she put them in my desk, but we switched class this year, so we didn't have like a desk that we sat in every single day. So like last year we had all of our supplies in our desk, but this year we had desks, but we were in 5 different desks each day. So yeah. Then I have headphones, the same ones I used last year, and I don't know why I'm on the floor, by the way, but I'm on the floor. And then I have this same little thing that I had last year that goes with this cute little pen somewhere. And last year in the old video I said I'm gonna try to use this more in 5th grade. I didn't use it at all, just for my friends to write silly little notes, but this is very cute. Now next we have this little tassel attached to this magnet I had in my locker. It was very cute. And then I have a ton of these little magnets that are like this. They're really cute. I never really used them as a paper clip or whatever that's called. But yeah. Now I have a ton of these bracelets that I don't really know why I have so many of these, but I have a ton of these. They sold them at my school for a while, and I guess I just kept buying them, and I never wore them, but they were in decor in my locker. So next we have a singular pencil, which I probably needed because I ran very low at pencils at the end of the year. And also another way I changed from last year is I said this smelled good, but I do not like the way this hand sanitizer smells. But let me come back up here. That is all for my 2025 What's in My Bag. Thanks for watching. Maybe I'll do this video again next year. Bye guys.